Hey, what's going on, guys? Xsplzit back. I know I've been gone for a little while, but gonna get back on some Diablo 4 for a little bit. I was trying to do a stream using OBS. I got a new capture card, the Elgato 4KS, and downloaded OBS, and it records fine, but it seems like I gotta find something with my microphone. It's only picking up my gaming headset, which unfortunately isn't that good at the moment. It's just a old pair of earbuds that I had from, it's going to show my age a little bit, a BlackBerry Pearl that had the active or passive noise canceling where I could still hear everything around me, but the microphone's not that good. So currently I'm back to my Blue Yeti, but when I plug the Blue Yeti into the computer, it does fine for recordings, but it seems like the streaming still coming from the PlayStation is only picking up the gaming headset that I use to monitor and, you know, use for chat parties and whatnot. So if any of you guys are OBS wizards, you know, feel free to let me know in the comments and maybe we can link up and you can help me. I'm going to do some more research and testing offline. Until then, I'm just going back to my old setup. I got to pull up my phone to see if I'm actually streaming, first of all, and how the audio is coming through. Alright, I can hear the audio. Alright. Well, yeah, we'll just see how this goes. But welcome back to the channel. If you're new to my channel, I've been doing a lot of Diablo 4 and Path of Exile 2 streaming with a few other games sprinkled in there. I'm going to attempt to start streaming more, you know, variety of games as well. I did a lot of, I shouldn't say a lot, about, you know, 2 plays of changing up some gear, changing up some of my build. I did want to show you guys my old build. Let me save this build first before I forget. We'll name this one Aura. And let's equip this. So this was my old build right here. I was using Great Helm of the Disciple, and this is getting Disciple skills will weaken enemies. And then we're using Firm Decree, where judging an enemy increases our armor. Pretty decent gloves, minus that I didn't get any like core stats. This is all the stuff I was leveling all the way into tier 4, and that's when I realized I needed to make a change. But Disciple skills dealing increased damage, Disciple damage added. Luckily I got pretty good on the Sanctification on it. Getting some more Fortify with those, plus Spear of the Heaven size. Getting our Condemn size up, and more ranks to Spear of the Heavens. Arbiter's evade cooldown reduced by 2.3 seconds. I really like those, or that aspect. It's allowing me to pretty much do one attack and then spam my evade cooldown in between, which is causing the Arbiter wings to strike. Punishment right here with Holy Fire damage increased by 70% multiplicative. I was running this shield, so that way anytime we cast the Disciple skill, we have a chance to get Spear of the Heavens to cast randomly, and then it's also increasing the damage of Spear of the Heavens, plus ranks to Spear of the Heavens, and the chance to deal double damage. I was using Argent Veil, and this was mainly because every time I was evading, it casts a random equipped core skill. Well, the only 2 core skills I had was Blessed Hammer, which is the hammer that spins around in a circle, the way I had it set up, and then also Spear of the Heavens, because we made it a core skill. I think that was based off our amulet. I was running Glory, Utmost Glory, and I sanctified it and got that extra affix at the bottom, as you guys can see. And, oh no, this wasn't giving us the core skill. It was, I guess that was a passive in the skill tree that I can show you guys, but Arbiter Justice gains all skill upgrades, granting increased damage reduction for each skill rank. Right now it's at 5, but with Vex on my gear, it's actually getting up higher than that. Excuse me. And that bonus is doubled, so A lot of good damage coming out whenever we use our ultimate. This one had, what was it, Chemloom, so cast evade, restore primary resource. And then this one was just travel 10 meters and get +1 to all skills for 10 seconds. And if we keep traveling, that'll be up to +3. So that's how we're getting more skill ranks on our ultimate, as well as our Spear of the Heavens, everything as well. I don't know why it doesn't save everything else, but I was using Disciple. Even though I, saved the loadout, it doesn't save this part of the loadout, I guess. So it was Disciple. Did it? Okay, yeah. So the Paragon board, this is where I left off. So since then I've gotten 29 points, but basically running up the skill tree, getting Apostle. And this was just for vulnerable damage and Disciple damage. And grabbing Divinity, because we were constantly in Arbiter form. Any Arbiter skill with a cooldown is going to give us Arbiter. So, or I should say Disciple skill. I don't remember what I had socketed here. Again, I don't know why all this stuff kind of took itself off. I think it was Spirit in here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Spirit. And then I came over to this board. This is the one with Relentless, because we're constantly moving on this build. And put in Arbiter for extra wing strike damage, more damage while we're in Arbiter form. And we get to that cap pretty much all the time. And then I did something here where I came in to get Castle. I need to stack more armor if I finish this version of my build. This build was completely, just me messing around without any guides to follow or any, input from other people. So, didn't really stack enough armor. And that's why I think I started running into some issues when I was in Torment 4. But then I came up this way to grab Sentencing. Enemies take 90% multiplicative more damage until they die. Threw in Law for some extra judgment damage, and then again it's causing them to take more damage. And then I came back through into the same board over here. So this is actually the 4th board, and then this was the 5th board. But then going back into the 4th board and was grabbing Exploit, and I was gonna start, getting that one in there. But then that's when I realized my build wasn't working as I intended. I did want to show you guys how it. I guess I could take that out. I forgot that you only need 1 point in the basics now. But skill tree wise, it was just going into Blessed Hammer, Engard, Discipline, Riposte? I forget how to pronounce that word. Y'all have to excuse me for that. Down here, Best Offense, Fortitude, Falling Star. I only had 1 point in there. I don't use it much, but it's just something that I was using. We were using Condemn, and to enhance Condemn, Gather the Guilty, Cracking the Armor, High Charity, Righteousness, Pacify just to get over the Dizzying Blow, and then Iron Sharpens Iron, Break the Line, Heavyweight, Spear of the Heavens with 12 ranks, and then that goes up to 15 ranks. Enhanced into Fist of Heavens. These 3 points I can probably take off because I'm using a one-handed and a shield on both variants that I'm doing. So the chance to ignore damage isn't really as great as I thought it was going to be. But Giant Slayer is awesome, Shining Armor is awesome. Arbiter of Justice, and with the amulet we get everything down here, so we don't need to pick any of these because you get all 3. And then for this variant I was going into Exaltation. With that 1 extra point, I don't really know what I would put it in, so we're just gonna throw it somewhere. Yeah, I actually have no idea. I guess we could do take these points out, put that into there. Yeah, sure. And then I'll change this back just to show you how this build was working. Probably gonna have to do a low pit again. I had to switch off of this build because it really wasn't working for me. And I wish I would have been playing a little more, to be honest with you guys, because now that the tower's open, I ran one yesterday, and yeah, I'm nowhere near the top players that never stopped playing the game, pretty much. But I'll showcase this real quick, and then we'll switch back to my Aura build that I got from Rob2628 that does way better. But this build is fun. Like I said, it got me into Torment 4 with no issues. The main thing is just constantly evading. You're getting a lot more damage while in Arbiter form. You're getting free casts of your core skills that are equipped. And how I'm getting Arbiter form is when I use my ultimate, I'm in Arbiter form for 30 seconds. I think it's actually 40 seconds. And then anytime I cast my R2 or my L2, I'm also in Arbiter form for 4 seconds. So as long as I stay in Arbiter form, the damage is crazy. You see, we just dropped. You can see the little blue next to my faith, the orange mana consumption. That little blue bar right there, or ball, that keeps the going down. That's the actual Arbiter form to let you know how much you have left of it. Now with this build, I didn't have an Uber, and I since finally got one. But I was using that on the Aura. I think if I put it on this build, it would, you know, ramp this build up a little bit. But this build is a lot slower than I wanted, because every time you cast most of the skills, your character stops, as you guys can see. The only skill I have on my bar that doesn't stop me is my R2, and that's the Condemn. So after we finish this pit, we'll go back into the Aura that I got from Rob, and it's, in my opinion, just so much faster, easier. Anybody can play it. You don't even have to push any buttons, but if you do, you will, you know, deal a lot more damage. But you don't have to. You can literally just walk around the map and things will die, because it's all Aura. Whereas this requires a lot more button mashing, a lot more inputs. Maintaining your Arbiter form as, you know, much as possible so you don't lose your bonuses. Because every time you exit Arbiter form, all the stacks that you were building up, they go away. I want to try to stay in Arbiter form as long as possible. But yeah, it was a pretty fun build. Like I said, it got me from the beginning of the game, once I started investing into it, all the way into Torment 4, and even did some farming for glyphs, and it just didn't have the speed that I was looking for, and the overall damage. I kind of capped it out. And I would say the main reason that it capped out is because I switched builds, and then I stopped investing in this one, so I'm sure I could get this one back up pretty well. But yeah, that was my Disciple Arbiter, I guess, hybrid build. Oh wait, I don't know why I just put points into that. I'm not even using this in my other build. Yeah, these two aren't even used in my other builds, so that was a waste of some of those, but it's alright. And that was also without Spirit socketed. I should have just put Spirit in, but just wanted to show you guys what I had and what I was working with, and then now I'm going to show you what I switched to. As you can see, I got 30 Paragon points on this build because that's about where I stopped. And hopefully I can get this OBS working so we can dual stream and get the microphone working right so I can start giving you guys content in two different avenues. But let's go back to our Aura build now. And this is Rob2628 on d4builds.gg. He calls it Auradin. He's the GOAT, by the way. Like, yeah, I've been following Rob builds since I started playing Diablo, honestly, especially for Barbarian.
Use it well.
Alright, let's put all this stuff back up. We don't need any of it. So now, to showcase the aura build. I have Air Perdition. I got lucky. I guess they're just dropping like candy with 4 greater affixes. And then I sanctified it and got aura skills. Unfortunately, it's only a 1. But, I mean, hell, it's better than nothing because it's just added damage. Using Neo and Ke, avoiding health damage for 2 seconds. Summon Spirit Wolf Companions. And then we're using Firm Decree. So this pretty much didn't change except for putting in Guard, which is giving us more block chance and armor, I believe. We'll verify that in a second. I still need to min-max a lot of my gear and find better gear, so I haven't really upgraded everything you guys are going to see. These gloves, Dawnfire, just allows us for that aura damage to just keep increasing every time it kills an enemy. We got Indomitable. That's going to give us more armor and impairment resistance based on our block chance. As you can see, my current bonus is 171%. Still using the Arbiter of Zephyr. Griswold's Opus, and I sanctified this to get the bottom affix, but the top affix I need to find a better one. I'm at the low end of that 58% multiplicative. It goes up to 100, so I'm basically doing half the damage that I can deal. But then I sanctified it anyways, and then it gave me casting an ultimate, increases damage by 28% for 8 seconds, and it gains 2 additional ultimate skill ranks. It's not very important, but it's what I got when I sanctified it. The shield we're rocking gives us core skills, gives us increased strength, resistance, armor, retribution chance, and as you can see, that's also a low roll, 25%. So with this build, I'm still looking for better gear. This one's not even a, ancestral item as far as 800 item power, but Judgment deals increased damage and has 33% chance to explode twice. And then for the ring, we want to make enemies vulnerable because I'm not using exploit. And then the Holy Fire damage increased, and I do have a max roll of that, but it's on my other build, and I'd have to dismantle that, or disenchant, or whatever they call salvage. And I don't want to do that yet, but it's only a 3% increase if I do that. And then for the amulet, we're using Celestial Strife, and this is while we're in Arbiter. Our kills grant increased vulnerable damage to a maximum of, for what I have, 188%. More ranks to in Guard. And then for this one, we do want to use Judicator. Whoops, my apologies. Judicator, because we don't care about the basic skills. We don't even use one, but it's mainly because the Judgment can be detonated early by our core Judicator skills, and then what our core Judicator skill is going to be Spear of the Heavens, because we make it a core skill. And then each time we judge an enemy, we increase the damage they take until they die. That's huge because of the fact that that's going to go in with our key passive, where it increases the damage up to 90%. And we're judging everybody with our Arbiter form with the wings. But with this build, you guys can look at Rob's link. So we're not using a core skill here, but all those ranks to in Guard, yeah, it gives us armor and block chance, and what's huge about that is we deal more damage based off our armor and block chance in the Paragon. Still using that. This one we're using Phantasm Aura, up to Rite of Vengeance, which gives us increased critical strike damage. And again, all of this you can aura farm where you don't have to use the actives, but using the actives will allow you to deal more damage, because we can, the enemies deal reduced damage, and basically that's like a damage reduction, but casting it is also, going to give you, on some of these, give you a little bit more of a buff. Like this one, the active unleashes 2 pure bolts of light, versus the passive just, emanates light, and it deals damage. So either way, you're dealing damage, whether you're actively using these auras, or you're just passively walking through the map and they're going to kill everything without even using a button. Defiance Aura, this is more for damage reduction, but it also, because it's granting us armor is going to give us more damage. And we don't pick up anything in this area. Pretty much the same passives I had in the other build are all in here, which lets me know that I was on the right path. And what's crazy is I was just watching one of my old streams, And I remember I even said in the stream, somebody is going to do something with this Judgment Day, and it's going to be crazy. And of course, Rob was the one that did it. And he may have done this in the PTR, but I didn't follow any of the PTR this season. I just went straight in blind because I didn't know that a Paladin was coming. I don't think anybody knew a Paladin was coming, actually. It wasn't in the PTR, so. I remember day one when I first got to Judgment Day, I said, somebody's going to make a build with this, and it's going to be crazy. But I went for Exaltation because I liked the Disciple Arbiter form. But I called it on day one that somebody was going to make something of this, and he's already done 150 pit in the tower. I think he's at 130 something. So, but we're getting extra ranks to break the line, which is more damage, more crit chance, and then more ranks to heavyweight, which is increased critical strike damage while healthy. And yeah, so in the Paragon, and again, this is all credit to Rob, so no credit from me. Spirit for critical strike damage. And then we're going up into this board is Castle. And you can see, compared to what I showed you guys earlier, that with this build I was stacking armor because the guide told me to. And that damage increase is just a lot higher. Almost 300 or 400% higher. Just by stacking armor and grabbing a lot of armor nodes. And then any skill we have that grants us bonus armor, that's going to even go up even higher. And then we're putting in Judicator in that one for extra holy damage, fire damage, Judicator damage. We're judging everybody. This board is the Shield Bearer board, and I'm capped out on my block chance. So in Rob's guide, he does have a lot of these, extra block chances, which once I get more passive points, I'll put more back into it. But I took them out for now just because I'm already at the cap for the node. Now, definitely I want more block chance because the more you block, the better. However, just as far as for the node sake, I took some block chance off of my Paragon board because it was already capped. I'll invest back into it, and it's going to be better for survivability. And every time you block, you deal more damage. So that's going to be more beneficial in the long run. But for now, I took it off for now. And then we're using Law in there for more judgment damage and just base damage. And then every enemy we judge takes more damage. Coming up here into this board, still using Relentless because we're moving all the time. So that's going to give us increased damage and more cooldown reduction on our aura skills and even on our ultimate. And we're using Resplendence for damage, cooldown reduction, total resistance, willpower, intelligence, because this gives a bonus to all magic nodes. So I will be coming down here and grabbing these total resistance magic nodes once I get a little bit further into the build. And grabbing some, basically I want to grab all of the magic nodes to take advantage of that passive or that extra buff that it gives. A lot of armor in here. Still got to get more of the caps, but this board is the Preacher, and I don't even think we have any zealot skills except for one, the Phantasm Aura. However, the passive of it, you deal increased damage equal to 65% multiplicative of your attack speed. Even if I don't use a zealot skill to increase the attack speed, I still get 65% multiplicative damage for my base attack speed, or whatever I have on my build. So I'm going to start farming for more attack speed. Like on a ring maybe, because I think on the gloves I already have a unique pair of gloves, so can't really get anything better than what the gloves already have. And basically, yeah, that's where this one is at. This is, Canny for non-physical damage, which we're dealing holy and fire, so that falls into that category, and the enemies are going to take more damage, so that's going to be nice. I guess I could grab this for now. Max life and strength. But yeah, for the aura build, this is going to look a lot different than my last one. And see, that was only a 55 I showed you guys right there. We can definitely bump this up. I don't want to go too high yet. I did finish a 75, but I got to change that shield. It blocks like my entire character. Oh, okay. I think it changed because I was using this one. Yeah. You can actually see my character now.
I've been waiting for a
Alright, so to show you guys, if you guys look at my bar, I'm not pushing any buttons. I'm just walking. This is strictly the aura and what the build does. And it's awesome. Like you just walk around if you want. Now you can cast your ult, and now you're in Arbiter form, so it's dealing even more damage. Then if you really want to get crazy, you can like hold all the buttons except for Spear of the Heavens and the ultimate. And just by holding it, it's going to auto cast it every time it's available. And you can just run around through the entire pit like that as well. Whoops, I didn't mean to go back in. I got this new controller where I got the paddles underneath the edge, DualSense edge. And sometimes when I'm holding a button, one of my buttons is allocated to X or cross. So. And yeah, you can throw down a Spear of the Heavens if you want. It does a lot of damage when it's building up. But as you guys can see, it's not required. And anytime that you're actually in Arbiter form, right here I get an Arbiter form, and then I can dodge, and it's using the Arbiter evade that, you know, gives you you can actually go through some of the walls. Like right here, I'm not going to push any buttons, guys. I'm just going to walk up to the boss, and we're going to stand here and see if we can tank this first. I don't know. Oh, okay, I had to heal. Yeah, so all I did right there was use 2 heals. Once I get my life up a little bit, that's going to be even easier, where I don't even have to use the healing potions. But yeah, that's aura farming. You literally don't have to do anything. You just walk through the map. If you want to hold all your auras or use all your auras, you can. And like I explained in the beginning, it's going to allow you to deal more damage and get some more damage reduction, but it's not even necessary. I think I'm just going to go through all these all at the same time. Instead of trying to get one of them all the way up to like 90 and then get the next one up to 90, I'm just going to kind of go through them all at the same time. And yeah, that's pretty much the aura farming. Let's go into well, it sucks. I need to go into Helltide actually to get better Infernal Horde compasses. This one's only going to be a wave cap 6, but I was getting an average of 1600 to 2400 on the wave, the 10 waves, solo. So I've definitely found, I think, a better way to do the hordes. And it revolves around Ether Fiends, which can then become Ether Lords, and Masses. That you can also get the Masses respawn when they blow up. So that way they have a chance to spawn an Ether Fiend, and then you have it to where Ether Fiends can also, or now become Ether Lords. And then you start stacking up the Ether Lord, you know, they give you 3 times the amount. And I was getting a lot that way. So even though this is only a 6 wave, we're gonna try. Yeah, this is me holding all buttons and just walking around. Oh, we do want to get an Arbiter form real quick just to start it. And as you guys saw, my gear's, you know, it is gear, but it's not the best gear. And we're already, you know, doing billions of damage. Certain hits anyways. You'll see like, yeah, that was 1 billion, 1.9 billion. And yeah, pretty much just, and then now since Arbiter ran out, we use our ultimate again. We get our ultimate back before it's up. As you can see, it has 28 seconds, 27, and it's getting a cooldown every now and then, and it lasts for 40 seconds. So you guys can do that. You get it back before it's out. If you look at my little blue ball, blue sphere on the very right at the bottom. It's still going. And now we can cast it again. You see what I mean? You just, yeah. This build's awesome. So this is what I was talking about. So the Ether Lords drop 3 times Ether. I started going this route. And what you want to try to get is, I don't even fuck with the Hellborn anymore, guys. Like, Hellborn was the meta for every single season, I think, that this was out. But now it is not anymore. The reason I say that is because you can get more multipliers and more additive Ether drops if you just go the route of Ether Fiends and Ether Lords. And Masses. All 3 of those synergize really well once you get into like wave 7 to wave 10. This whole floor will just be covered in Ether. I want to say my highest in one round, maybe 500-600. Not too sure. I got to go check the recordings I did. Did a lot of off-stream recording, just testing out OBS. Like I said, still trying to learn it. I need to go get some more 10 waves to show you guys a real pit or horde and how I've been running them. So this is good. So the Ether Fiends having +2 Ether is good. This is a one-time use. It sucks. And like I said, Hellborn got nerfed. And I know that because I did like 3 or 4 runs with strictly Hellborn. Everything Hellborn, Hellborn, Hellborn. Even Masses spawning Hellborn, you know, with the waves. And what ended up happening is I would get about 900 to 1200 by the end of the run. And once I started doing Ether Fiends, Ether Lords with the Masses, that's when I started to get anywhere from 1600 to 2400 consistently. You don't see it in the early waves though, unfortunately. Like, it starts to ramp up once you get all the choices that you need, but it does ramp up, I promise you guys. So I'll definitely have to go farm some wave 10 ones in Helltide. See that one? That's an awesome one. This is a good one too, but never get this one if this is an option first. Because remember, we're already getting Ether Fiends grant 3 times the Ether. So they already drop like 2 to 5, I can't remember exactly. They already drop Ether when they die. And then we're adding 5, and then it's multiplied by 3. Whereas this one, you would get this one if you've already had Masses are spawning the Ether Lords or the Ether Fiends. And then you would get this so they have a chance to reform, and then you have a chance to basically get 2 Ether Lords for each mass. Well, one mass, you know, spawns an Ether Lord and then respawns the mass, then you kill that mass and it has a chance to get another Ether Lord. So 2 and 2. Yeah, I do kind of regret not staying with this, and I was heavy into Path of Exile 2, but when I was down visiting for the holidays, I wasn't even really able to play Path of Exile 2, to be honest with you guys. It was something with the router that I was using was blocking a port, and after every single map it was freezing, disconnecting me from the server, so I just gave up. And then when I got back off of my vacation, I took care of a lot of overdue things. I did finally get a new computer, so I went out and got that capture card that I've been telling you guys for months, maybe even years, that hey, I'm gonna get one. And finally got one. Downloaded OBS. Now I gotta learn how to use that so I can start doing better streaming quality for you guys, better videos. So in this case, you could use this. But then, so the reason I don't even mess with Hellborn anymore is once you start picking up a Hellborn choice, the game is going to start offering more Hellborn choice. So if you stay away from it, you know, this is just spawning the events faster. This is what I would recommend in this situation. Because if you stay away from the Hellborn, then it knows, hey, he doesn't want Hellborn. It's going to try to give you things that you've already picked. So currently, most of what I've picked is Aether Fiends and Aether Lords. So our last wave that's about to pop up, we should have at least one Aether Fiend or Aether Lord option. And if we don't, it'll be something with a mass, which is the buffing the masses are fine. This will be the time that doesn't happen because I said it. But we'll see. Yeah, I was in a random party yesterday, and I was the party leader. I did all the choices. We ended up with like 2,600, and two of the people were like, they were impressed or whatever because they didn't know that could get as much ether as it could get. So when we did another one, the guy was literally like, I need help. He was letting me do it. He was letting me pick everything. So this is hit or miss. Some of these chaos waves are awesome. Some of them are terrible, in my opinion. We're still going to go with it. But see, like I said, I was almost sure that we were going to get something related to Aether Fiends and Aether Lords just because of our choices. And our choices have been Aether Fiends, Aether Lords. Etheric Masses have a chance to spawn Aether Fiend, Aether Lords. Spawn in place of Aether Fiends. You see, like, all of those Aether Lord, Aether Fiends? So they gave us two choices. Boom. And boom. And normally you would take these, one of them. But since we only have 6 waves and this has a chance to be the Goblin wave, we'll go for it. And these get even more buffed. Okay, good. It worked. The Aether Fiends, or Aether Lords, are spawning instead of Aether Fiends, even in this Chaos wave. So normally these would all just be Aether Fiends. But because we have it to where Aether Lords spawn instead of an Aether Fiend, this wave now is just full of Aether Lords. And this is what I said, how it can get exponentially higher. So like, it may start off, just trust the process. It'll start off slow, low, and if you're teamed up with randoms, they may see with the choices you're making, be like, no, we're gonna go Hellborn. Never deviate in the middle of your choices. Like, whoever started the wave, whatever they started to try to spec into, stick with it, because it'll pay off in the end. If you start with Aether Fiends, Aether Lords, and then somebody's like, oh, summon Hellborn, let's do that, it's gonna throw everything off for what you could have gotten. You would have gotten a lot more if you just stick to what you started with. Whether it's Hellborn or Masses, Soul Spires, you can actually get some pretty good Soul Spire runs. If you just stay the course, pretty much. So even though that was only 6 waves, we're at 880. We would have, in the next 4 waves, I'm almost guaranteeing we would have gotten at least 1,000 in the next 4 waves. Probably even more. So that would have put us right around, 1,800 to 2,000. But I'm not going to fight Bardock just because I only have 880. And I just want more Obdicite. I have to upgrade my gear, guys. Oh yeah, we can be doing more damage if you put attack speed and let the hit sheets on. Alright, time to go in the Hilltide and go get some more compasses. I did also pick up Arc Raiders over the holidays. I've been playing that. I've been enjoying it. Going in by myself, it's alright. Like, I don't have a problem fighting other people. Most people lately have been pretty good in that game. Like, I think... minus when I was running with a friend and we were just killing people who shot at us first. Other than that, we were doing fine. Let's grab some life. Legion event? I do need something from there, I think. And that'll take us straight into Helltide. But yeah, as far as arc raiders, when I go in by myself, I get overwhelmed sometimes with the arc itself. Not even other players, it's just the arc. I get a little overwhelmed. It's nice to have a teammate that can, you know, if you shoot and hit an arc but not kill it, then he can shoot and it'll die type situation. Oh, you know what? Hold on, I'm gonna let all my cooldowns reset. And then you guys can see I'm not gonna use, whoops, there I go using something. Alright, I'm not gonna use a single button. I'm just gonna walk around. And we're just gonna kill everything. We will have to use some healing potions because I'm still not capped out on my health and armor like I need to be. And yeah, you can invest in the movement speed for this build and just fly around even faster. But the auras will kill everything. It's nice having a sorcerer with fireball enchantment. He gives it to everybody. Don't know if I'm Lilith ready, but I need to go fight Lilith to get another Resplendent Spark so I can make another Uber.
I'm
Mythic.
impressed. Thank you.
Alright, and then we're going to go into Helltide. And again, just the aura does everything. The wolves go out and attack for you, and they're giving you more DPS as well. This isn't normally how I play, just because I want to kill things even quicker, so I'll be using ultimate and then pretty much holding all 4 auras. So that way, as soon as they come up, they auto-cast. And then also, when I'm in Arbiter form, using the Arbiter Evade. Which helps with wing strikes, helps with damage, movement speed. But yeah, the timing of the release of this kind of messed me up, because I didn't intend to even, you know, I was going to be on a Barbarian this whole season. I thought, you know, oh, well, I've done plenty of those, so it'll be about a week or 2 of gaming, and then that's it. But then with this and PoE 2 basically releasing the day after each other, and then finally switching to Rob's build last night, I was like, yeah, I should get back into it. Plus, it's been a while since I've been on Diablo, and new class, new build, more fun. I'm not a true AFK yet, because as you guys saw, like, I can still take health damage through my fortification and shield. But this is pretty much AFK right now, you know. Oh, we got a druid or somebody. That's another thing. I still don't have that rune. Oh, that's a paladin using the earthen bulwark. Rob does have the earthen bulwark in one of his rune sockets. I don't have that rune yet, so I was unable to equip it. So I put Vex in instead to get the plus ranks to all skills.
I want to feel your pain as you scream the agony of defeat. Only fuel.
Buddy, you gonna give me stuff? What are we doing? I'll join him. He actually has 2 accounts. Just smart. He has, I guess, 2 devices playing at the same time, so he always has that extra party XP. And then he can drop items for each of his characters. Be there in a second.
You can run, if not me. My sister will finish.
Alright, let me just spend these cinders real quick. Hopefully we can get a compass. Yep, there's a compass. Hopefully it was a 10. And I'm just gonna beeline it to the other mystery gift chest, whatever. Tortured gift of mysteries. Saved this for you. What? Uh-oh. What is it? Oh, why did I come through here? Where's the mystery chest? Oh. Prankster. What the hell is that? And another compass. Yep. Do we care about any of this? Not really. Nope.
I am on your side, stranger.
I wonder if he's using the same.
Bless you.
Tell you what, I hate these prisoner ones. I do love this map. The second half of the map, or the dungeon, is pretty good. What is the prankster? What is that about? Oh, that's what this is.
That was inspiring.
What the fuck? Doombringer, Andario's visage, grandfather, Doombringer. Hey, Resplendent Spark, I need that.
Thanks. You have trained well.
Yeah, that was awesome. Gonna break them all down for Resplendent Sparks though, because I don't think I'm gonna use Doombringer on this build. I'm not gonna use that helmet over what I have. Let me let him see. Link item. Got this last night. You know, that thing is pretty good. It's pretty good. I wish I could have got Aura Skills 3 or even just something better overall when I sanctified it. But still, yeah, that thing's awesome too. Gotta go to work later as I saw Grats. Oh shit. Man, thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, that might help if I... Well, if you're watching the stream, I appreciate it. I really do. Help me hopefully get a Shroud of Falls of Death. That's what I need. Or even a Ring of Starless Skies. I don't think his build calls for a Ring of Starless Skies. There's a variant that does have it, but as far as the AFK farming, Shroud of False Death is just because of the passive, one passive point to everything, that is huge. Because that's just damage all around for our build. Alright, well, that was cool. Let's go back and get some more Infernal Hordes. Or let's actually see if we have a 10 first before we jump in there. I want to do a 10 wave. On stream, at least. Yep, we got 2 of them. Cool. Oh yeah, that gave me a Resplendent Spark. Let's see if we can get lucky. I'm not target crafting. This guy got 4 Doom. Okay, you are seeing it. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Well, 3 Doombringers. 1 Grandfather, 1 Indario, all trash for what I'm going into with this build. I mean, I remember Grandfather was only good on Warrior or Barbarian, and sometimes on Necromancer, but I doubt that you give up an aspect slot for Grandfather on that. And this, even in poison builds, it's not good. That's what's crazy. Even in a poison build, I've never seen this. Later. Catch you later. Even in a poison build with a rogue or with a druid, I don't think that this was any good. So maybe we keep 1 Doombringer. And then we get rid of these. This is at least a double GA. We keep that one. I don't know if the Grandfather matters, but I'm going to keep it. You know why? Because if this becomes something trash, then we'll salvage that. That'll give me 4 Resplendent Sparks. We'll make 2 more caches. Yeah, let's do that. See? It gave me trash. So we can just get those 4 and keep the Grandfather for now. Let's junk all that. That gave us 4 sparks. Let's get 2 more mythic caches. And let's get a Shroud of False Death 4 GA. Here we go, right now. Nope. Damn. At least one of these be Harlequin Crest. At least one. Yeah, we got 1. I'll find a build for it. Damn, this is what I love and hate about Diablo. You get these mythics and then you're like, alright, well the current character or build that I'm doing doesn't use so-and-so. But let me make another character that can use it. And then I end up with like 20 fucking characters every season. Over exaggeration, obviously, but... Well, we can drop that Air of Perdition. We don't need that. And honestly, I don't... Unless I make a warrior, barbarian. Sorry, it's funny, in PoE I constantly call the warrior a barbarian. And now that I'm back on Diablo, I keep calling the barbarian a warrior. But unless I make one, I don't know if I need Doombringer or Grandfather. But I guess we'll keep these 3 for now in case I do make one and there is a build that uses it. Let me get rid of all this crap. That was very nice of me. I missed out on all this stuff. That's what sucks. Literally missed out on all of it. From PoE 2 to taking a break, and I was shooting pool a lot once I got off vacation. And setting up this new computer. And yeah, just I've been away for a while, so I missed a lot of stuff in the game. A lot of events. Let's see about how fast the 70 is. Let's use... Even though I have one going, that's fine. Wait, I don't need that one. I need the armor. Armor. Yeah, this one I don't need at all. Yeah, I might be switching off to play some Arc Raiders for a bit with my buddy before he goes to work. We'll see. But I'm honestly just wanting to keep farming. Now that I got this build going last night, and I did it at like 2 in the morning, so I only got to play about an hour of this build last night in testing, and I definitely need to upgrade glyphs, and I need to get more Opticite so I can masterwork all my gear, and then I need to find better gear, but I want to go ahead and masterwork everything so it's going to make farming easier for the better gear. I'm going to push this thing up to high bits. 2 things I've never done in Diablo, even with 3,700 hours played now. I didn't ever hit max level when they made the switch to 300 Paragon. 298 was my highest. So maybe I get to 300 this season. And I never cleared a pit 150. Pit 146 was my highest on a Necromancer. When Death Wave or Blood Wave was like the first iteration that it was broken. And then I even made a Death Trap Rogue the next season and got to like 144, I think was my highest on the road. Spiritborn, I want to say I capped out around 138, and that was broken because I just couldn't find the right gear. And back then, masterworking wasn't as easy, so I couldn't hit the right masterworks or the right triple crits. You guys know what I'm talking about. So maybe this season we do it. I feel like it's definitely possible.
Underestimation will be your demise.
Adjudicator, Resplendent, Spirit, Canny, Law. Yep. Alright, now that everything's around 50, still need more Obdicite, so we're going to use those 2 compasses real quick. After I get rid of all that trash. I mean, I guess I don't have to. I'm not going to be picking up gear in there anyways, right?
My hammer sings on your return.
I need to pull up his guide again, because I mean, more armor won't hurt, right? Let's just see what 3% armor does to that node. So here's the node. We're at 1063.7. 3% armor increase. 1072. Okay. I mean, hey, damage is damage, right? And it's survivability at the same time, so. What is this, block chance? Yeah, we don't need that yet. Probably get some max life here. And I think I can start filling in. Yeah, because I didn't have any of these glyphs to the max range. So now I can get, you know, this intelligence, and it'll count this intelligence, this intelligence, this intelligence, more armor. You know what? Let's, that increase wasn't as crazy as this might be. Getting the Judicator damage may be more important. I don't know. Once we hit 300 Paragon, you know, we'll have everything, so it doesn't matter. Man, I opened up a Red Bull and I still had some of my 20-ounce Red Bull left. Red Bull for days. Alright, the first choice is important. There it is. Fiends. We don't mess with Hellborn anymore. This one isn't bad either. But I need to go ahead and set the tone for Fiends. So we can get the Ether Lords. Then we can really get some Ether. I just hope I don't get too many bad choices, but I feel like we should get close to, let's go for like 1800 at least. Man, nothing but soul spires? Come on. Yep, more fiends. So I had it at one point, I think the fiends were giving 6, but then they were turned into Ether Lords, and it stacked to another 5, and then it was multiplied by 3. So it was just, you would kill one Ether Lord, and the entire area that you killed it at was just littered in Ether. It was awesome. See what we get. Ether Fiend. Damn it. Gotta get the Chaos Wave, but this is good. This would put us at 6 Ether per Fiend. And then we get it to where we get multiple Fiends to turn into the Lords, but Chaos Wave it is. Good one. This one's not. Be better if I already had Ether Lords out in place of the Fiends. Alright, so in this instance, I'm either getting... Actually, I'm getting this one. This one is good if it's the only resort for this season. But, you know, it's only the 2 in the beginning, that's it. When you have this one first, and then later you can get this one if it's the only choice. That way those 2 at the beginning have a chance to reform again. But we're going to get this one to hopefully get Ether Fiends will also spawn in on Mass Death.
You still believe in victory?
Again, if you start with Hellborn, continue Hellborn all the way. But when you start with Ether Fiends, stick with Ether Fiends. Ether Lords, Masses. $31 billion. Oh, we're ramping up. He's heating up. One's not bad. Yep, that's the best of the 3 anyway. There we go. That's going to be a good one. Yeah, see, we don't want to start deviating with this Hellborn. So, Ether Lords. Well, Ether Fiends spawn as Ether Lords. So, that's going to just be a good increase. Good start. Now they're giving us nothing but Soul Spires, though, on the events. That's how the game works. Enough of the Soul Spires. Oh, Blizzard. Soul Spire, Hellborn. Alright. 4 Fiends. What is that giving us? 6. It's not looking good. Need the Fiends to spawn from the masses, and then just more masses. Hell, we got more in our 6-wave run than we're getting right now on wave 7. That's crazy. Oh man, they're screwing me now. So we're gonna have to go with this. I guess I could have done Burning Rain, because I have it to where Ether Lords can spawn from Hellfire. See all those masses? Man, if we would have had Ether Fiends spawning from masses, you guys see that? That would have been insane right there. That would have been like, I don't know, 200-300 Ether just in that 4 seconds. But nonetheless, we didn't get lucky to get that choice early. They might give it to us on wave 10, but then they'll probably troll us and put a chaotic wave or chaos wave at the same time. So it's like, you gotta pick which one you want. Jeez, let me make sure. What do we got going on? Oh no, they just cause Hellfire to erupt. Alright. So yeah, we're gonna have to go with this one. This one ain't looking good. I guess I overestimated what we were gonna get. I was for sure that we were gonna get that option for the masses to spawn the fiends. Fiends turn into Ether Lords, and then boom, GG after that. But still breaking 1,000, not too bad. And if you're in a group, all of this is, you know, increased because you just have one person standing at each of the event spawn areas, northwest, east, south, and you can farm this a lot faster. Alright, can we get lucky? Maybe. Yeah, I mean, this is the best we can do, so we'll see. We missed a crucial key one, though. So maybe we'll get it next time, and you guys will see the difference in Ether output. Maybe. Not too good. Not too bad, not too good. Way off the 1800 I anticipated, but 1366. I guess we'll use this one. We'll try again, see if we can't break 2000.
You will find only your own death.
Go ahead and upgrade some of our gear. Should have enough to at least get one of them to 25 and maybe bump another one up that I have close to 25. Then we can go sanctify it, go back in, do even better. First things first, anything worth keeping. Oh shit, this is what I needed. I need ranks to heavyweight. So the one I have equipped on the left has not a single passive except for what I tempered on there. And I tempered it as a GA, luckily. But I believe that heavyweight. Let me save that, and I'm going to check in just a second. I believe heavyweight. What's heavyweight? There it is. Oh yeah. Dealing 48%. That's going to jump it up. Just to see. I'm not going to use it at the moment because I still got to do a lot of things to it. Oof. 48 to 66, and that's on crit damage, so crit damage is already 150%. Yeah, that's going to be a big increase in damage. We're going to save that one in here. I need to label this Aura farming. Which one's Paladin? I don't even know which one's Paladin. Spiritborn, Warrior, sorry, Barbarian, Rogue, Druid, Sorcerer, Necromancer. Did they not give one for Paladin? That's just axes. Well, yeah. Huh. Oh. I'll do that. My buddy just hit me up. Do some arc raiders, but damn, I'm having fun on this. Let me send him a message real quick. What time is it his time? 5. He's got time. I just told him, give me like an hour. Yeah, so 4 my time. Probably end stream and hop over on some arc raiders, but I got some stuff I want to do. And then I may be streaming Diablo tonight as well. So I haven't even started to upgrade this because I don't want, like, I need a GA. The GA that it had, I actually re-rolled for armor. So as you see, it's 800 item power, but has no GA on it. This I would like to get a better one, but I might as well go ahead and do this one, I think. Finish it up. Can't even finish it up. Need more Obdicite. Alright. Alright. Looks like we're all... We can't even sanctify it yet. So let's go back in and let's try to do better. That was a bad showcase of the choices I was making. Was it 1366? We need at least 1500 here. That's good to get that early. I have done a mixture of Hellborn and Aether Fiends, Aether Lords. and it did work pretty well. It's just the choices you get sometimes are just too scattered when you start doing that. I remember back in the seasons that this first came out, it was Hellborn all the way. I mentioned Hellborn and that's all they're giving me, so we haven't went with Ether yet, or Ether Fiends. We just went with the masses, so I think I'm going to do this one just so that way I have a chance for Hellborn each time a mass blows up. Maybe this will be a Hellborn run and I'll prove myself wrong. Hellborn's still good.
You fight to live. Good.
Stick with Hellborn. Get Ether Fiends to spawn as Ether Lords. You know, we're gonna do a Hellborn run. Maybe while I've been away from Diablo, something did change with him. I hate that one on the left keeps trolling me, showing me that there's an event there, but when I go there, there's nothing there. Oh, there's something there. We're gonna stick with Hellborn. Dang, see, this is what we needed on the previous run, right there. That's the one. All those masses we were blowing up, those Ether Fiends would have spawned, but instead of an Ether Fiend, it would have been an Ether Lord. Every single mass has that chance, and yeah, that's what we needed.
You still believe in victory?
After this wave, I gotta remember to use my incense. Actually, I'll just do it right now. We can aura farm. They gave a lot of Ether Fiends on that run. think we're getting trolled on the top now. There it is. Just see what they have. Yeah.
Find things, even if they don't want to be found.
This ain't looking good. Not looking good.
Its living soul.
think I'm gonna end up sticking to my other one. This kind of sucks. I know it's a small sample size out of 2 runs, but for what I was doing last night, Ether Fiends were more consistent than Hellborn. What do we have our Hellborn at? +4. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not even gonna fight Bardic. It's not worth wasting. We didn't even break 1,000. That's pretty bad. Pretty bad. Maybe I shouldn't have overhyped it. I should have undersold it. But we did verify that, you know, Hellborn is worse than Ether Fiends, I guess. Considering I didn't get the best choice and still had 1,300 versus... Yeah. Oh well. It happens. RNG. 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 Can we finish upgrading this? Yep. Strength. Alright, do we want strength? We want the GA to righteousness, but we definitely want the GA on righteousness before I sanctify it. Nice. All right, we're gonna burn through these 6 waves. I wish there was a way to like combine these, like the reforging station in PoE, where you can like combine 3 of the lesser ones and make it a better one. That would be cool. Man, we did almost the same with 6 waves of Ether Fiends as 10 waves of Hellbound. Great. Wish that would have been a 10 wave. It would have started ramping up.
It is done.
Greetings. How shall I guide my...
Use it well.
Dang, didn't even get enough to replace it. Maybe we can upgrade that. We can get 1 level. I gotta figure out which boss has those gloves, this sword, and that shield. And that ring. Like, I gotta look that up still. Is there any more intelligence? There's one right there. One way up there. Probably not gonna go all the way up there for that. I think I'm gonna just come back down for some more armor. Well, I guess we're gonna use some of this boss mats and see who drops what. Start with the Grigori. Oh, Greg. I have not fought any of these bosses on Torment 4 with this build or my previous build, so we'll see how it does. Probably should have used my ult at the beginning. I'm going to do the ult next time at the beginning and see if it speeds that up. Plus I wasn't fortified. Alright, let's see what he can drop. So far, nothing I use. Oh, those are... I think I don't have those. Alright, so he drops. It looks like nothing I'll need. it a couple runs. Maybe he didn't drop something the first time that he can. Nope, he didn't drop shit for this build. Let's go try Beast and Ice. We'll try Lord Zir. Looks like this build's gonna be fine. They'll start dropping on top of me and dying immediately once I get everything I need. Alright, what does he drop? The normal stuff, all that. Okay, that's interesting. Oops. Okay, he drops this ring. Okay, I need to farm him for a better ring, for sure. How much distilled fear do I have? Damn, I gotta run some more dungeons. Alright, no worries. They used to give that out like candy in Helltide, but I guess they stopped giving as much fear in there. Oh! Alright, so I gotta be a little still careful, I guess. Whoops. No worries. Thought I could face tank it all.
At least I can put my skills to use.
Just gonna walk around a little bit. Dang, I really wanted that double GA right there to be a ring. Single GA. And it's not the right ring. Shit. Dang. Oh well. Alright, so I just need to remember the ring is from him. I'll farm dungeons tonight so I can farm him. Let's see, do I have all this stuff already? Light's Rebuke. $136, $126. Let's do $136. Trash the rest. Actually, we're gonna sell all this.
Fine indeed.
Still no sell all feature. It's a shame. Alright, who's next? Zir? Yeah, we got plenty of Zir. There he is. Whoops. Oh, my sword changed when I accidentally swapped. Hold on. I still haven't fixed that, I guess, either. Oh, that's not the right one. There we go. I like that one. Alright, last 3 of these. Because after these run out, I will be hopping on some arc raiders for a little bit. So far, I don't know, because I don't think they've shown me everything that he actually drops, because I'm getting a lot of the standard things. The razor blade. Oh, I thought I was behind him. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Dang, no more fortified. Maybe he just doesn't drop shit I need. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, he doesn't. We'll do one more anyway, but it looks like he doesn't. Surprised I haven't been getting Belial. This is only the beginning. Oh, he does drop the shield that I use on my other build. Interesting.
Let's go.
Oh, next. Varshan?
I forge more than horseshoes and nails.
Oh, I should have
My
sold all
forge
that.
hot. Return soon.
I'm an idiot.
The finest cuts and clarity. What suits you?
Ooh. We'll keep that. What is it telling me I have in here? I've claimed everything. What are they? Season rank rewards available. No. No. Where are these rewards? Everything's claimed. Alright. Keep your secrets. There he is.
Did you truly think all of this would be that easy? You think you've won? This is just the beginning.
Sell everything and then we'll actually break that down. Just for a cosmetic. A flail. Don't need that. Okay, he also drops the ring I need. That's good. So at least I have two ways of getting that ring. Do I even have more? 22, so I got enough for one more. No luck. World boss, 11 minutes. All right.
How can I help? You can still use these.
Let me see if I got one in here. Damn, no flails?
That looks worn. I can fix it.
Very good. Thank you.
Whoops. Alright, what do we got in here? This is willpower. Oh, right here. Look at that. Boom. Alright, who's next? Who's next? I gotta remember to go do that in 10 minutes. And Dario? Got enough for... Oh, there's 3 now. So 7.
I expect you'll need that.
New to me. Okay, she drops the shield I need. Good to know. Good to know. And the helmet I need for my other build. And this build, actually, if I didn't have air perdition. So I can definitely farm Indaria for some gear. That's good. And I'm glad that they took away that old mechanic of you had to go through her second little phase that she went into. That shit was just annoying. You would one-shot her at certain points, and she would still go through that. I think last season they may have fixed it, but I can't remember for sure. Too much PoE. I guess these aren't new, because I've already got the transmog for it. Oh, I can go sanctify this thing now, huh? Maybe. That's some crazy poison. Shit. Crazy poison. Or burn or whatever it is.
nothing. Did you truly think all of this would be that easy? You think you've won? This is just the beginning!
Greetings. How shall I guide my hammer?
Oh, so
Fine indeed. Shine on, my friend.
I got enough for 2 more. We got enough time for a world boss. It's all good. I've got to stop walking in front of her poison darts. Oh yeah, it's crazy damage. Did it again. Holy shit. She actually got into her second phase.
Did you truly think all of this would be that easy? You think you've won? This is just the beginning!
Most beautiful.
Just trying to save some gear for if any of my other friends jump on. I'm gonna give them this build pretty much. I mean, I guess we can put that in there too. I won't need it, but they might. I need to hurry though, because world boss. 1 minute.
An equitable transaction. Shine on, my friend.
Much thanks, friend.
I still gotta get Asmodon as a world boss. Sava. Yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this current stream. Let me know if you guys want to see more tonight. I'm definitely gonna be playing tonight. I'm gonna jump on some Arc Raiders with my buddy real quick, and then I'm gonna hop back on this after I eat dinner. If you guys want me to stream it, you know, throw me a like, let me know in the comments, and I will. Otherwise, you know, just probably just farm, upgrade some more stuff, get this build fully online. And I'll probably sort my stash a little bit better. Get rid of stuff I don't need in here for sure. Yeah. It's good to be back though streaming. I'm going to try to make it more frequent. Again, trying to figure out the OBS so I can dual stream to you guys on Twitch and YouTube. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Later.